Hello, everybody. It is Kevin here with BombBomb. I'm going to give it just a second here to make sure we get all the technical stuff taken care of, make sure that's all working properly. Perfect. Looks like everything is going okay here. So awesome. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to make a little assumption here and say, I think I know what you might be thinking at this point. You're probably thinking, I'm kind of excited about video. I'm excited about what it can do. I've heard about the difference that it can make, but man, I do not want to have to learn a new software. I am overloaded with different softwares and technologies, and I don't want to spend the next hour of my life learning something that I'm going to forget, and I've got a million calls and texts and all these things coming in. Well, guess what? I don't want that either, so we're not going to do that. Deal? I want to do something that's, I think, going to surprise you a little bit. And we're actually not going to spend the entire time talking about BombBomb. We're actually going to focus on what's a little bit more important than just BombBomb. And do you know what that is? It's you. It's you and your business. Ultimately, BombBomb's goal is to help every single person in the financial industry record, send, and track video securely and effectively so that they can break through the digital noise and communicate more clearly. Well, we can't do that unless we know what we're trying to communicate. And that's what I want to focus on today. I want to help you focus on what the goal of this is going to be, and then we're going to show you how video can help in that manner. Now, to introduce myself, my name is Kevin Andrews. I am the Client Enablement Manager here at BombBomb, and I've been working with BombBomb for a little over 3 years now. You would not believe how many people in the financial industry I've spoken with, financial advisors directly, or people selling to or working with financial advisors. And what's been really great is we've been able to see amazing strides for them. We've seen them reach wonderful goals. Now, I know this time of year is pivotal for you guys in looking for ways to generate more business and create your pipeline flowing through for next year and for the upcoming quarters. So that's what we're going to focus on today to make sure that this 30 minutes is really worth your while. Now, I want to jump in first and foremost with some assumptions that people make when they hear about BombBomb and they hear about video that were a little different than what you might expect. The first one is what we would call marketing through video. Now, what I associate with this, what I'm sure a lot of you are associating with video, is all of the things you're seeing here. Drones, fancy cameras, lots of editing, lots of time, lots of money investing into having somebody who can help me do this because I don't know how to do it personally. Well, if you're already doing those things, keep doing it. I'm not here to tell you that that is wrong. I'm not here to tell you to stop doing that. What I am here to show you and train you on is that BombBomb's going to focus on something a little bit different. And what I'm going to call that is relationships through video. The difference is video marketing, what I just showed you before with all the editing and the professionalism and those sort of things, versus what we would call video enablement. And what I mean is that I want to show you that it's not about the production quality or the ability of you to know how to do all of these things. It's about you getting your face in front of the people that need to see you the most. And what's great about this is we're going to show you how you can use the devices that you already have to create that and to do that. The video enablement type videos are really, I want you to see them as a replacement for text, right? So think about how much text information you've already sent out, maybe even today, right? How many emails have you sent out today? Maybe it's 20, 30, 50. I know you guys send a lot of emails because it's a really convenient, easy way to communicate. The problem is the number one thing I hear from people in the financial world is that trust is paramount. I have to have trust with people. And tell me this, if I had sent you a text email like this, right, thanking you for coming to this webinar, do you feel like this shows a lot of trust? Do you feel like this gives much of a snapshot of who I am as a person, my emotion, my tone, how much I care about you to help build that trust? Not really, if we're being honest, right? It conveys information really well, but that's really where the buck stops. What if I was able to compare and replace this with something that looks a little bit more like this?
Hey, it is Kevin here with BombBomb, and I wanted to stop and take a second to just say thank you. Thank you for looking into BombBomb. Thank you for signing up for this training session. I can't tell you how excited we are to not only talk about how to build up the confidence to be on video, but also give you the tools of what to say and when to say it. So grab your pen, grab your paper, and let's jump right in.
How much more trust does that build? How much more of me do you get to know through that video than you did through that text example that I showed you a second ago. That's what we want to help you with. Ultimately, it's going to build a better impression for you. It's going to get you a better response from your clients or the potential clients, and it's going to help build your business up. So now that you've gotten a little bit of a feel for how simple video can really just disrupt your inbox and get you those better responses that you're wanting from clients, I want to play a little game with some numbers. Since you're in the financial world, you're gonna love this because it's numbers. So I call it Who Wants to Be a Bomb Heir? I know, it's brilliant. How I came up with the name is beyond me. But what I want to do is I want to throw some numbers at you. They're percentages. I'm going to throw some percentages at you, and I want you to try to guess what that percentage represents when it comes to video. Now, if you don't have a paper and pen already in front of you, grab one. I want you to write these down as we're talking through it, and I'd love to hear how close your guesses get to what the actual numbers are. So the first number here, 81%. What do you think 81% represents when it comes to video and video enablement? Second number here, 87%. Third number, 68%. Fourth number, 90%. That's a big one. That's a really good one. We like to see high numbers like that, especially in any world when it comes to numbers and percentages. And last but not least, 56%. So ponder on those for a minute. What do you think those could represent when it comes to video and adjusting the way that you're communicating with your clients? Well, I could cut the tension with a knife right now. I know you guys are anxious to hear this. So I'll go ahead and just tell you, I'm going to break down one by one, and I'd love to hear how close you got there. 81% of our clients, when they switched from text to video, said they're getting more replies and responses because they're using video. 87% said, I get more click-throughs on my emails because I've switched over to video. 68% increased their lead conversion. I know that's a big one in the financial world. You guys have lots of potential clients. How many of those can we convert to actual clients? Well, 68% of our clients are seeing an increase there. 90% say they're staying in touch more effectively by using video. And last but certainly not least, 56% get more referrals. Well, for you guys, that's amazing. If you're helping a client and helping service their financial needs, guess what? If they refer friends to you, that's going to give you an amazing edge in increasing your business. So what's really cool about this is we decided we wanted to dive a little bit deeper. Those numbers are amazing. We're extremely excited that all of our clients are overall seeing amazing increases. But what about the people who took it a step further? Just like you, right? You're on this training session right now. How did those numbers change with the people that attended trainings just like the one that you're on now? Well, I'll give you a hint. They got better, right? As you can see here, across the board, they increased. 1 in 6 doubled or more than doubled their replies and responses because they switched to video. 1/4 doubled. 1 in 10 doubled. 1 in 4 doubled. 1 in 10 doubled. Every single one of those went up when somebody jumped into a training. So first off, congratulations to you for making this first step and jumping in to learn how to use video effectively. Because guess what? Here's what's really exciting about this. 77% of the people reported that video improved their results compared to text, and 20% doubled their results. That's where I want to get you. I want you in that 20%. I want you to see it increase on anything that you're looking for. But if we can double that one mission that you're looking to achieve, man, that would make this 30 minutes worthwhile, right? So how are we going to do that? Well, let's cover what we're actually going to talk about for the rest of our time here today. Our agenda, it's really simple. First and foremost, I want to talk you through how you're going to overcome your fear of using video. Now, some of you may go, oh, how did he know that? Well, guess what? We're all feeling this. This is something that everybody across the board is feeling. And I'm going to show you how we can overcome that. And I'm going to show you examples of how people overcame that themselves so that you know exactly what you can do. Number 2, tips. Simple, easy tips so that you can get the best results on the videos that you're using. That's simple. It's a given. We're excited about that. We've got a great way, an easy way for you to remember these tips. Number 3, ways to use video today. That's right. I said today. I don't want this to be a software that you get excited about and it sits on your shelf for 2 months before you use it. Nope. I want you using it today. And guess what? I'm actually going to challenge you to give you reason and give you cause to use this content today. So does that sound like a deal? If we're able to build that confidence, if we're able to give you the tools, you think you can jump in and record today? Good. I know you can. I'm excited about it, especially with what we're going to provide you in the next little bit here. So one little hint, number 3 there, ways to use this. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to give you the #1 most effective way that people are using video with BombBomb. I'm excited to show that to you. So make sure that you're staying tuned for that. So now that we've looked at the future a little bit here, I want to stop and look at kind of the recent past here. Maybe it was 2 days ago, 5 days ago, 20 days ago. I don't know when you signed up, but when you did sign up, I'm curious what made you sign up. And I don't mean, oh, my friend told me to use it. I don't mean my office manager said, yeah, this is something you've got to use. I mean, when that person told you, what in you made you want to sign up? What in that little voice in your head said, man, I've got to go to BombBomb. I've got to sign up right now. I've got to put all my information in and take the time to do that. There was something deeper, and we hear a lot of different answers from a lot of different people. Some of the common ones that I hear is, I want to convert more leads. I've got good lead flow coming in. I'm just not converting them at a high level, and I think video could help me that. Great, maybe you're in that camp there. Some other people are saying, I've got to get more referrals from my existing clients, right? If I could do that, then I don't need to invest in getting more leads because I've got that flow generating on itself. I've even got people that come up and say, you know what? I literally just want to be more efficient. I know I can say more in 30 seconds than I can type in 30 seconds. So I need to be more efficient with my time because I am busy. I've got a lot of business. If you relate to those, awesome. Those are amazing ways and amazing things that video can help with. But I want to show you the top 2 that we hear from people in the financial industry specifically on reasons why they are jumping in and signing up for BombBomb. The first one here is stand out. I need to stand out amongst my competition, right? There are a lot of people who can help you with your financial assets. There's a lot of people who have a lot of different ideas, whether it be 401ks or annuities or investing or you name it. You know there's a million different things you can do. Why is somebody going to use you? How do you differentiate yourself from all that other noise out there of people that are trying to help manage somebody's portfolio? Video can help with that. The second one that we hear all the time is relationships. I need to be able to build relationships quicker and establish a better relationship and better trust with a new lead. I also need to be able to maintain my relationships, whether it be my existing clients or past clients. How am I maintaining those so that we continue to build that trust and they continue to be excited to work with me? So there can be a million different reasons, but for you, I want you to take that pen and paper that you grabbed and I want you to write down, what's that one thing that made you sign up? You know why? Because my gut is telling me that that main thing is actually your #1 goal, or potentially for some of you, the #1 hurdle that you're trying to solve right now. What is that, speaking of which? Do those tie together? Is the reason that you signed up for BombBomb because that is the main goal that you're trying to achieve here in the next couple of months? That's where I want to focus on for us. I want to focus on the end goal of this, of what are we trying to get to? Where are we trying to grow? Whether that be overcoming the hurdle or obtaining and achieving the goal. I don't want you to focus on, I need to do video, because that's not an implementable thing. But if we say, I need to achieve this, if I can walk away in the next few months with my head held high, even if I achieve nothing else, if I achieve this one thing or overcome this one thing, that's what we're going to use video to get to. And each video that you record is one step closer. Each email that you send is one step closer. Each activity that you do day to day is one step closer to achieving or overcoming them. What I'm really excited to show you is how videos are a bigger step than a text email. How videos are a bigger step than just the standard communication that we've all gotten used to with the internet these days. So knowing that, right, now that we've established I have my goal, I know what I'm trying to achieve right now. We've also established that video is more personal. It builds more trust than what the text provides in communication. And we've also shown you real life example stats of how our users are seeing those benefits from using video. Why wouldn't somebody want to use video? What would be the hesitation there? I'm sure you all have some different things kind of rolling through your mind at this point, but I'll tell you the one thing that I hear more often than not, and it's fear. It's I don't like to see myself on video. I don't even like to see myself in pictures. Where does that fear come from? What's the root of that fear? Well, I'll tell you what I think it is and what I've learned over the last couple of years being here at BombBomb. We all have things about ourselves that we don't personally like. If we had a magic wand that we could wave and erase certain aspects of us, we'd get rid of them, right? Here's what I'm here to tell you. Those are your best assets, and we all feel the exact same way. We all do. In fact, do you recognize this individual? Some of you are probably saying, oh, of course, I've seen him a million times. That's Joaquin Phoenix. Well, for those of you who don't recognize him, that is Joaquin Phoenix. He's actually a professional actor. He's been in movies like Gladiator, Walk the Line, Joker, to name a couple of them. He's been in dozens and dozens and dozens of movies. He's been nominated for several Oscars, won some Golden Globes, some SAG Awards. I could go on forever just talking about the accolades and the things he's achieved. But why I bring him up specifically to you is because he was recently asked in an interview, hey, do you like watching yourself on screen? Do you watch your performances after you've done them? And his response was, I don't want to watch myself. Of course, there is a part of you that's curious for a second, and I constantly have to tell myself no, because it stands a greater chance of having a negative effect on my work. So Joaquin Phoenix, a trained actor, I mean, arguably one of the best actors of this past generation. He doesn't want to rewatch himself. For what reason? Because he knows it could have a negative impact on the future things that he does. Why do you think that is? Because he has those same insecurities that you do. He feels those same vulnerabilities of, I'm putting myself out into the world, and I cannot control how people respond to it. So if I think about that all the time, I'm not going to be able to work in the way I need. He knows that fear could creep in. Well, if Joaquin Phoenix, this amazingly trained actor, is feeling the same way, how are we supposed to feel? How's this guy supposed to feel? Well, if you didn't connect the dots, that's me in that picture. I want to tell you, I want to kind of slow down for a second here and tell you what I see when I look at that picture. The first two things that I see are those big bags under my eyes from smiling, and the big gap in my teeth, in between my two front teeth. I've had that gap since I was 9 years old. It's still the first thing I see every time I look at a picture. When I watch a video of myself, guess what the first thing I notice is? I do not like the way that my voice sounds. It sounds a lot cooler in my head, right? These are my insecurities. These are my vulnerabilities. And when I record a video, I'm saying, here's all my insecurities, and I'm putting them out in the world for them to take, accept, or completely bash if they want to. Here's what I've learned though. One, you're not alone. We all feel the same way. But two, those insecurities are actually your greatest asset, not your biggest hindrance. They humanize you. Your humanity is the best bridge to connect with other people, right? People don't want to connect with the perfect person. Joaquin Phoenix is super talented. I don't think we all connect directly with him because we want to feel the real. We want to feel what other people are putting out. Now, what's great about this is, what's really encouraging about this is, you're not alone in the fact that you are not the first, and you're definitely not the last person to be sitting in this seat. There's 3 people up on the screen right now that are people that have all been sitting in the exact same chair as you have. And what's awesome about it is they took those insecurities, those vulnerabilities, and they used them to propel themselves forward. So I want to tell you a little bit about each one of these. Renee Albrecht here, she actually signed up at the beginning of 2019. So she's been with us less than a year. And in fact, in the first 9 months, she's already recorded over 150 videos in her account. That's amazing. She took what could have been a nervousness and she said, you know what? I'm going to do this where I'm going to record 15 to 20 videos per month and start to see what success. And I'll give you a hint. She actually focuses on the most impactful video, and I'll show you an example of that in a minute. Now, David Blackston here. David Blackston actually has been with us for a couple of years, signed up in 2016. He's recorded almost 1,100 videos, which is incredible. What's more impactful than that is he's got his entire office using it now. He's got a big office, and they're all signed up and using BombBomb. And he was even recently mentioned in the Rehumanize Your Business book that BombBomb released because of his video usage and the impact that he is having. And last but certainly not least here, Brad Stoehr. He actually has been with us since 2017, so for a couple of years. Guess what? He's already recorded 1,150 videos. He's got an amazing success story about how video really changed his territory and changed what he's doing in the financial world. So I'm going to let him do the talking for that, but hold tight because you're going to be really excited to hear that. So how did these 3 people Real life people just like you and I, how did they get from the point of that fear and that vulnerability not being a hindrance, but bringing them forward? Well, have you ever heard of Brene Brown? You may recognize her. She has a Netflix special. If you watch TED Talks very often, she's actually got one of the top 5 most watched TED Talks of all time with 35 million plus views. She's actually a research professor at the University of Houston. And she researches things like vulnerability and shame and empathy. And she's actually turned that into 5 New York Times #1 bestsellers. So that's always good too. But what I love about it is she researches these things we don't want to talk about. And she frames vulnerability in a way that is absolutely amazing to me. Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. Think about that. What if right now, sitting here in our chairs, we're associating fear with vulnerability, with our vulnerabilities and our insecurities? That's a negative thing. That's something that's holding us back. It's a ball and chain for us right now. What if we were able to flip that on its head and say, you know what? Those vulnerabilities are actually my greatest assets. And those are the things that are going to help me innovate in my business. Those are the things that are going to help me be more creative than anybody else because nobody else thinks like I do. Those are the things that are going to help me change my business to achieve that goal that you just wrote down on your paper. That's a mind shift change that really, really excites me. That's how you get from no videos to 1,100 videos within a couple of years, because you're able to shift that and you're able to see the impact that that makes. Now, what's going to help with this? Us giving you some tips and stuff. So we're going to jump into the nuts and bolts with some of these pieces, but I don't want you to forget that. Remember that your goal is associated with us taking that and building on that excitement so that we can help you get to where you want to go, okay? All right, so let's jump into some quick tips, some best practices for you here. This is what I like to call the STEP method. The beautiful thing about this is, the reason I call it the STEP method is because it's the first step you're going to take. It's the first things that you're going to think about right before you hit that record button. Well, guess what? It's also great because it's an acronym. So the S here actually refers to smile. I want you to smile at the beginning of your video. I want you to smile at the end of your video. Where a smile is received on a person, the part of their brain that receives that actually makes that infectious. It's so hard to not smile when somebody is smiling at you. Let's do that. Let's build on that joy. Let's give people joy in these day-to-day videos that we're sending to them. T, time. Really simple. Our general rule of thumb here at BombBomb is keep your videos under 60 seconds. Now, the real reason is because we know people won't watch a 5-minute or a 10-minute video. But guess what? It's also because we want to be succinct and very valuable with the information. We don't want to waste people's time with too much information. The other thing that I like to go with the rule of thumb on this is the less amount of time that I've known somebody, the less amount of time I'll actually spend in that video. So if it's a new person I've never met before, I'm probably going to keep that closer to 30 seconds. If it's a client I've had for 10 years, we've worked through all their financials, I've had their portfolio for a long time, we can probably go over that 60-second mark, and that's going to be okay. They will be okay with that. But general rule of thumb, keep the video shorter than you think. Third one, eye contact. Now, what do I mean by eye contact? There's not a person here to talk to. Well, yes, there is. You are talking to the recipient. So I want you staring straight into that lens. The difference is this versus me looking at myself on screen right now and watching myself. Well, first off, I'm looking at all my vulnerabilities that we talked about earlier, but also I'm not feeling that emotion. I'm not feeling that connection with the person. So make eye contact with your camera. And another piece of this is I want your camera to be about eye level every time you set it up. I don't want you looking like this, trying to stare down at your camera. That doesn't frame me in a great position. But if it's at your eye level or a little above, that'll make you look as perfect and as well as we possibly can. Now, the last thing that I want to show you here is the P, personal. Now, that's a couple of levels of this. I want these videos to feel very personal. We are big on one-to-one videos here at BombBomb. Mention the person's name. But the next level of this that I want to show you is a whiteboard or a notepad. You could use a piece of paper if you want to. Write the person's name on it and hold this up for the first couple of seconds. Now, why do we do this? Well, guess what? Some people are going to open your emails and they're not going to know whether I want to click play on that video or not. Well, you bet. If BombBomb's animated preview has that person's name, the recipient's name in the first 3 seconds, they're going to know it's specific and personal for them without even having to click on the video yet. It will make a huge impact, not only in the engagement of this, but it'll allow you to get in front of the people you need and make the impact you need to. So if you have not written that down, grab your pen, grab your paper, write this down. Step method, smile, time, eye contact, personal. It'll make a great difference for you. And it's just a great way so that you can do that, hit record, and then focus on the value and not worry about any of these other pieces, okay? All right, so I told you that I was gonna show you the #1 most impactful video that our users are sending out, the one that gets the best response from our clients. And you know what? I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna lead in with that right now with the examples I'm gonna show you. So drum roll, are you ready? Are you excited? A thank you video. Wah, wah, wah. I know that's probably not what you were anticipating or expecting. But you know what I'm excited to tell you is this is absolutely that. Think about this. When is the last time that you reached out to somebody just to say thank you with no agenda? Or even better, when's the last time somebody reached out to you to say thank you? Yeah, probably not as recently as we all would like. Well, David Blackston here, who I told you has already done thousands of videos in the BombBomb system, he and his whole team hopped on a video to say thank you and respond to somebody. And I think you're gonna love this.
Hey, Eric, David Blackston here. Man, are we enjoying these strawberries? Thank you so much. Man, you didn't have to do this, but boy, we're glad you did. Hey, I know you watch everybody eat them, so we got something we want to say to you. We got a big thank you to you. So, hey, everybody, thank you, Eric.
Now, obviously, his video was in response to somebody else, but that's what I love about this. We think so often of, how is this going to benefit us? What's this going to do for us and help with our business? Well, Eric, the person, took the time to send strawberries to this entire office. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 7 people. He impacted and made a difference on 7 people's lives so much that they stopped what they were doing with their work. They all hopped onto a video to say thank you back. That's what I'm talking about with that reciprocity of, it impacts you because you feel good about the send. You feel good about letting people know how their lives have impacted you and thanking them for that. But they feel amazing. In fact, we've got a real life story. So we speak at events all the time. In fact, Steve Passanelli, our CMO here, goes and speak at events, and he's got a story of he was speaking to a whole room of people. They were about to go on about a 15-minute break, and he challenged them. He said, I want you during this break to grab your phone, record a video, and send a thank you video to somebody close to you. And that was it. That was the whole challenge. He said when the break was almost over, he was standing there talking to somebody. He saw a woman walking up to him with tears in her eyes. She said, Steve, I just sent a thank you video to somebody and I already got a response. They wrote back and said, I cannot tell you how much this email meant to me. I was having the worst day. I was down in the dumps. I was feeling awful. And just getting your video has projected my day in a totally different direction. Thank you so much. Thank you for impacting me in that way. That impacted the recipient just like David Blackston and his whole team here. But guess what? She was crying when she saw that response. That's how impactful it can be to this sender as well. So I want you to think about the opportunities in your world, the people that have impacted your life. And I want you, with no other agenda than to just say thank you, to record a video and send it to them. And you know what I think you'll be surprised about? While we're not mentioning business in these videos, I think you'll be shocked at how quickly it actually gets to a business conversation, just from the natural aspect of how you know them and how they appreciate them. What's cool about this too is David literally just hopped into his Gmail account to record and send this. So I want to show you, we integrate with Gmail and with Outlook. We have an Outlook add-in. And what this does for you is it actually brings a red record button, and we have a record screen option in the top left of your Gmail. But when I click send video, it literally pops open my compose section and my video recorder. All I have to do from this point on is click the red record button. What's neat is I'm going to see a countdown here so I can be prepared. As soon as it flashes, I know that video is recording live right then. This works exactly the same in Outlook as it does here in Gmail. As soon as I'm done, you hit the space bar to stop it. You click that orange save button to seal that in, say, yes, I like it, I want to use it. And then BombBomb does the rest. We do all the technical aspects of creating that animated preview, saving that into your email so you don't have to think twice about it. The rest of it, normal email stuff. You type in who you want to send to, what the subject line is, you add some information in that box below the video and click send, and you're done. The other great part about this is that we actually bring our tracking straight into this for you. So we can track what emails you've sent, who's opened them, who's watched your video, who's clicked on the links, and we bring that live fire feed straight into your Outlook or straight into your Gmail for you. So you can not only know that you've impacted them, but you can see the engagement you're getting from everybody that you send emails to. So item number 2, the second example, the second way that I want to encourage you to use video today is an introduction video, right? So how many times do you actually reach out to somebody and immediately, because you're in the financial sector, they're not thinking the best things, right? Here's the reality of the financial world. There are some people out there that are doing things that are not moral, and people are scared. People are scared to give their money to people and lose it and be scammed out of it or whatever it may be. That's why that trust is so monumental for you guys. Whether it's a referral from somebody you know, whether it's a new lead from online, whether it's somebody you've never met before or came to a seminar, right? They attended that and want to get to know you more. How difficult is it to build trust when you're just sending those text follow-ups and leaving voicemails? Well, Renee Albrecht took that into her own hands and she said, you know what? I'm going to send videos to introduce myself. So watch this amazing example.
So this is Renee Albrecht from Valley Investment Planning. You spoke to my son Cody a couple weeks back, and he said that you might be interested in a review. I'd be happy to do that. I know your mom lives in Germantown. I'd be happy to meet you there or at my office in Red Hook on a Saturday if that works best for you and I'm available. I'd be happy to do that. Anyway, give our office a call. I look forward to meeting you in person and have a wonderful weekend.
How much more do you get to know Renee from that video? If you're somebody that's never met her before, you now have an opportunity to actually get to know Renee. See that look in her eyes. See the smile. She does an amazing job of the step stuff. She smiles at the beginning and the end. She makes eye contact with the camera like she's doing now. She doesn't hold up the whiteboard, but that's okay because she makes it personal and talks about where she lives in Red Hook. She can meet up here, whatever's easiest for them. She's connecting with that person. So not only does it give them a chance to build that know, like, and trust with you, but it's differentiating you from other financial planners, and it's going to help you get that better engagement because we know people want to communicate better with video. So imagine if everybody you were trying to reach out to was able to get to know you this quickly. How many more conversations would that start? How many more replies would you get? How many more times could you actually meet face-to-face with people? That translates to business. What's really great about this too is Renee actually uses one of our easiest ways to record, which is our mobile app. We work on Android and Apple. And what's amazing about it is you can hop in, see that exact same tracking that I was referring to in Gmail. You can see if they open, you can see your sending history. But what I want you to see is that red record button at the bottom there. Whenever you're ready to record, all you do is click that. You click the red record button again to start and you're off and running. I'm live recording that video as we speak. When you're done, you hit stop with your thumb there, hit next to approve it, and then we actually give you multiple options. So in just like Gmail where you can email that out, the iPhone actually gives you more opportunities where you can email, you can save to your video library, you can text message, or you can post these to social. You have a lot of choices. Now, I know Renee chose email, so she has the tracking capability so she can see that engagement. So that's what I chose here. I plug in who I want to send to, the subject line, and then I can put in a little bit of body of text that's going to show up below the video as well. Click send in the top right, and it's off. I don't have to think about it ever again, except to hop in and check for the tracking and that engagement. Now, the third amazing way that I want to show you that financial planners are using video to really, really be unique and do something different is a follow-up, right? Think about how many times you meet with somebody and they walk away with all sorts of information and then unfortunately you never hear from them again. Or they come to a seminar that you host that you've put so much time and energy into planning and getting people to sign up for and attending. Maybe they raised their hand and said, I am interested, but I'm a little bit nervous. How often does that happen for you where you set those appointments and don't hear from them again? What if you're able to follow up like this? This is Carter Wilcoxon, and he does exactly that. He follows up with his appointments and with his seminars exactly like this.
Hi, Fred, Elsa, Carter Wilcoxon here. Just wanted to reach out to you today. I've got your participation form right here in front of me. I see that Thursday at around 2 o'clock would be the best ideal time to have that free 1-hour consultation. I just wanted to reach out to you and really say thank you so much for investing the time to come to the event.
He's honest. He's sincere. He shows that appreciation, does a great job with the step stuff, with personalizing this video, with smiling at the beginning and waving. I love that wave touch. I think that's just absolutely him. But I think what's amazing about this is he also shows active listening. He says, hey, I met you. I've got your sign-up sheet. You said this was going to be a good day for you. So let's schedule a time for that. He shows that he did pay attention when he met them. How great would that be? How much more would that improve your follow-up appointments if you were able to send a confirmation like this and actually confirm the appointment? So think about the last seminar that you held. How many people showed up? How many people showed interest, raised their hand, maybe weren't ready to sign up then, but said, you know what, I am interested in talking further. And think about how many more appointments this follow-up method could set for you. Another great part is this is super easy. He actually does this straight through just our BombBomb app. If you don't want to connect it to your Gmail or your Outlook, well, we have what we call our BombBomb Quick Send. And what's great about this is our BombBomb Quick Sender actually puts a little red record button right at the top of your screen. So whenever you're in your account, you click that red record button. And what you'll see here that's really awesome is it pops open your template as well as your automatic video recorder. So just like in Gmail, just like in the mobile app, it's one click and you're ready to go. So all you do is click the red record button, it counts down, it flashes just like the other places, you're off and running, providing that value, showing them your excitement, building that trust. You can hit spacebar to stop it, and then again, it's just the same. Add a little bit of text to the body, you can add who you're sending to, you can put a subject line, and then all you have to do is click this send button up at the top, your video's off and running, and you can watch for it on the tracking exactly the same. You see how this connects to so many different aspects of your life? We make it really easy here at BombBomb so that this doesn't have to take any longer than just what a standard typing out of an email. In fact, it can be more efficient. Like I said, some people experienced earlier. Now, I know I told you I was going to give you 3 best practices, but I bet some of you are out there going, wait a second, there was one guy in those headshots that he hasn't shown us anything yet. Well, good for you. You're very attuned. You listened very intently and are paying attention. I love that. Brad Stoehr. Brad Stoehr was in the middle of those headshots. And like I told you, he's got an amazing success story. I'm going to let him do all the talking.
As I cover 5 different states, living in Charlotte, but covering Ohio, Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, Delaware, I got to be present when I'm not there. Video has been a fantastic tool for me to help do that. I get a chance to, say thank you. I send the happy birthdays each week. It really makes it a nice sort of touch for people who are users. Again, it's a great way to differentiate. More clients are telling me, I opened your email because I haven't seen that before. And a lot of advisors now, my clients are now looking at how do I implement video when I talk to my clients. And we're in a fairly regulated industry here, so it's very tough for us to do a lot of things. I fortunately have, a great office behind me that's helping me to, push the boundaries of how we communicate with financial advisors. But I went from, when I started in my territory about, again, 18 months ago, started using video. My territory was an outflow. I was negative, and I've since raised $313 million because of it.
18 months, he took his territory from outflow to raising $313 million. That's impactful. What if you were able to take your portfolio and raise it even by a fraction of what Brad was able to? How much closer does that get you to your goal? How much closer does that get you to overcoming that hurdle, that thing that you wrote down as the one thing that I want to achieve? Those are big steps. These videos are big steps, but yet they're really easy to do. So let's recap all of this. Let's kind of jump back and retouch base on some of the things that we covered up as we finish up this training here. So number 1, it's all about relationships. Like I said when we started this, every video that I've showed you is all about establishing and building a better relationship. That's it. That's all we want. That's what video enablement is putting you in front of the people that need to see you more. Number 2, fear is real, and that is okay. You're not alone. Everybody feels these things, even the top of the top, even the best of the best, even the examples I just showed you, they still feel that nervousness, and that's okay. But now we're going to turn that fear and that negativity, that vulnerability, into a springboard. That's what's going to propel us forward. to make sure that we're using video and we're making that change in our business that we need to achieve that goal we talked about. Number 3, step method, piece of cake. Use it. You wrote it down. Make sure you implement it. It's the last things you think about before you hit the record button there. So smile, time, eye contact, personal. These will really, really elevate your video game, and I'm excited to see the results of that. And last, but certainly not least, it's so easy with BombBomb. Whether you're using our mobile app or our quick send recorder directly out of your BombBomb web app, or maybe you are connecting it to Gmail or to Outlook. We know, like Brad mentioned, that you have a highly regulatory industry. There's a lot of compliance and those sort of things. BombBomb can work where you work. We can work where you're allowed to work to make sure that none of that is getting taken away. So one last thing that I want to just kind of put on you is this challenge. I told you I was going to challenge you at the beginning of this. Well, here it comes. Guess what I'm going to do? Since we've told you tips, since we've showed you examples, and I told you we were going to help you know ways to use video today, that's my challenge. I want you to record 2 videos today. And guess what? I want it to be the best one. I want it to be those thank you videos. I told you that was the best responded to videos that we see across the board. Great. Think about 2 people, whether it's current clients, past clients, people that have referred people to you, friends, family, spouses, it doesn't matter. Take the moment, stop your day, tell them how much you appreciate them. And then you know what? That's not where the challenge finishes. Tomorrow, I want 2 more thank you videos from you, 2 different people. Oh, next day, 2 more thank you videos. I think you're starting to get the gist here. 7 days, 1 week. Guess what this is going to do for you? In 1 week, you can have recorded and sent out 14 videos. It'll literally take you 5 minutes a day to record and send 2 videos. That's how easy it is. You can have impacted 14 people in the next week. And you know what? The best part about this is not only have you impacted them, you've impacted yourself, and you have started to take giant steps towards that goal. Think about if you took 14 giant leaps towards the goal that you wrote down. That's what these videos are going to be. Because really, 1 video ultimately is going to equal 1 better relationship for you with that person, right? If you better the relationship, you're going to build more trust, which is going to create more likelihood for business, which ultimately is that big step closer to your goal. I'm really excited for you. I know that this is the push that you need. This is the challenge that you need to take everything you've learned, take what you've heard about video, and turn it into something that's enabling you to communicate more effectively with your clients. And you know what's great about this? 2 things. 1, we're here to help. We've got an amazing customer care team. We've got an amazing support website. We've got different avenues where you can get the answers you need. But 2, we also wrote the book on this stuff. We know what we're talking about. We are video experts in this space. Steve Passanelli and Ethan Butte actually wrote the Rehumanize Your Business book. We're excited to help you make sure that you're using the best techniques, the best things, and today is just the jump start to that. So get out of here. I know you've got other stuff to do, but I want you to go out right now, grab your camera, have some fun, and let's go take that next step together, okay?